You better behave yourself, alright? I'm gonna record. Don't go jumping around. So I'm doing my best critical impression. I got my white shirt, no music in the background, and barely any editing. So, yeah, here we go. Hey guys, No Rhythm here to give you guys a little bit of personal updates, a little bit of tell you what's going on as of late. If you have seen my Twitter as of late, or if you're not followed to my Twitter's in the description below. I have mentioned live on Twitter that I was diagnosed with ADHD. And so far, this has been kind of a thing what I have been going through for basically all my life. I recently went to get diagnosed last Friday, and it was pretty much a very interesting thing to do. I was extremely nervous, and I was considering putting it off. But to be honest, a lot of people especially on YouTube, likes to brag about having ADHD and stuff like that. They kind of like wear it as a badge of honor, and they like to parade it around, and they plug it in their bios. For me, not at all. I wish I didn't have ADHD, because ADHD basically made my life very, very difficult growing up, both as like a teenager as well as a young adult, as well as now. If some of you guys may know, I'm a cook by profession. I am a line cook, and a line cook with ADHD is not really a good thing. So a lot of times I struggled to hold jobs because of it, either because I would lose track of bills and orders, or sometimes I would just talk too much, like way too much. So right away, it was hard for me to find jobs. I usually try to find prep cooking jobs to try to keep me focused, because it was just like me in the kitchen chopping vegetables or just doing catering. But prep cook jobs are hard to come by, and usually they don't really pay too well. So, as you guys may know, earlier on this year, I lost one of my jobs unjustly, and it was a prep cooking job. And this was the same time like everything was falling apart. My back was screwed up. I was running out of cash. I landed a job in April, what was actually a really good job. People were extremely friendly there. The workplace was nice. Everything was organized. The problem was the place was very busy, and I didn't make the cut. It was a really nice job. It was almost like a dream job to have, but the chef took me aside after a month of working and told me, listen, you work well. You do well in this kitchen. You're positive. You do all these things. You know the method, but you struggle on keeping things organized. You have a hard time concentrating. There's some we realized that some bills were lost, and I'm sad to say we have to let you go. And that really hurt me, because what really hurt me was when I was working there, I had a feeling that I was going to let go. I was stressing out, and I had a feeling, it's like I don't know how I'm going to hold this job, because I was so freaking out of just trying to focus, keep track, and just do my job. Even at work, I told the coworkers around me, is like, hey, I have a hard time focusing and so that it's best not to talk to me during like work and so that. I just want to focus on my job, because I really wanted to keep that job. So, and I even said, is like, I have ADHD, like like this was before I was diagnosed though, but like all the symptoms were there, all the signs were there basically. And like it took me so I lost my job, and it really sucks basically. It really does. So, and not only that though, but like I kind of started seeing the signs of me having ADHD during my late 20s, because when I was a teenager, during my early 20s, I was saying to myself, oh, the reason why I'm, not organized, the reason why I'm having a hard time like keeping things on time, or just like faffing about, is because I'm young, I'm stupid, I don't know what to do. I kind of saw this, but when I started getting older and I started seeing, hold up, I'm going to my 30s, I have to push myself to do laundry. I have to I have a hard time organizing things. I don't organize things. I'm a cook, and my spice pantry is a mess. So I'm just wondering, and not only that, my roommate at the time, who were like my roommate at the time, we're close friends. We're extremely close friends, but he's just like wondering, why don't I pick up after myself, or why do you always leave things half done? And he was the one who pointed it out, and he's like, I think you may have ADHD, my dude. And I saw it as an insult at first, and I'm like, I don't have ADHD, and I took that personally because I struggle with dyslexia, and I hate the fact that I have dyslexia, and I kind of hate the fact like when people bring up flaws that I have. Now, like that's kind of a weakness on my part when people point out I have flaws. So I had some time to think about it, and right away I booked an appointment to go see a psych. And I went to the consultation. I went through standard tests. They talked to me, why am I here, yada yada yada, and they said that it's like you do have signs of ADHD, as well as like this is like you show like a lot of symptoms of ADHD, from what you're telling me to your body language. You have a hard time looking people in the eyes. You seem to be fidgeting a lot in the waiting room. And she also said that she also mentioned some other things I may have, that I have a very low self-esteem of myself, and so on and so forth. And like hearing all that kind of hurt my ego. And so she prescribed me medication for my ADHD. She gave me Addies. And so far, she said, we're going to go through a 15-day trial and see how you feel, right? And I took them. I took them on Saturday. And I'm on them now. And all I could say is that they help a lot. They really do help a lot. It's almost like how could I describe them is basically when I took the medication, and the first thing the psych told me was, find a book you have no interest in reading, and just like try reading it, try to see if you could just focus. And right away I did. I picked up a physical science book. I read the introduction, like one of the most boring things you could read in like a textbook, the introduction. It's kind of just like the professor jerking off to their own studies. So right away, I read 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs. Keep in mind, I'm dyslexic, so usually I'm just like stuttering. And I started to read out loud, and I was also realizing I'm concentrating so much that I'm able to pronounce the words without any stutter. And then I realized something, that I was like saying to myself, this can't be real. So I said, I'm going to go into my kitchen. I'm going to organize my kitchen. I right away did all my dishes. I organized the spices, and I cleaned top to bottom. I'm like, holy shit. And I was just freaking out. I was freaking out how crazy it is that I'm able to just go, just say, I'm doing this, and I'm doing it until it's done, and just doing it without me playing music in the background, without me looking at my phone every 5 to 3 minutes, or just me stopping, taking a break, going on my computer, and then playing Street Fighter or something. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And at the same time, it just feels like right now, like the feeling I have is that my head feels like clear. It feels that I don't have wandering thoughts of just like random stuff going through my head, like doubts, like my fixations, or like things I have to do in the future, things I have to do now, things like I don't have like all these rambling thoughts going through my head, what's like distracting me. I don't like turn around and look if I hear like a pin drop or something like that. I'm just focused on the task at hand, and it feels so good. And I almost cried. I'm not even joking you. I almost cried. I was so taken back that I could do the things I want to do, beginning to end, without any distractions or just like putting them off for like the next day, and then it goes on to the next day and the next day before that. I also realized that I don't ramble as much. I'm just straight to the point. So it just feels good. It actually feels amazing, to be honest. Just to be honest, just to get like that peace of mind, that literal peace of mind of just like my thoughts are just focused, just doing one thing without distractions. It feels amazing. And the one thing I do know, 100% that this is to help me. This is not a cure. Like taking Adderall is not a cure. It's to help me focus. I have to try to do exercises and try to put routines for myself, so I could get more into that mindset of just keeping myself focused, even if I don't have the medication. The medication is there to help. It's not there to rely on. And like I said, I'm on a 15-day trial, and so far things have just been going well. So there is a balance I have to do with the medication. I'm not going to be just like popping them every day. I need to find a good balance between me using them when it's needed, and me just relaxing and just focusing on that. I think Seth Zintak, sorry, I believe Seth Zintak mentioned that you don't want to rely too much on ADHD medication. But yeah, so I just have to find a right balance I have to find a right balance in my life of just organizing myself, making schedules, knowing when to take the medication, and practicing on having a routine. And right now, like, I'm already doing that. As you could tell, I don't really have my camera on to show my apartment because my apartment's always a mess. It's a bit better now, but it's just like, it's a bit better. I literally just finished sweeping. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And another thing I just want to bring up is that if you do feel that you have ADHD, or you just feel that, or if you just don't feel right mentally, always check up. Always check up on yourself. Always get some help. Mental health is a very important thing to take care of in life. If you don't, it's just going to stack up and things will just get bad. But right now, this is unbelievable for me, because now this is a new pathway in my life of a more stable life, a more brand new life, and I'm just really excited to see what's to come. And now you're gonna see my videos are gonna be much more organized now. I just wanted to tell you guys what's up with that. And until then, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you soon. More contents to come. I'm going to be making some content involving bison and so on and so forth. Take care, good luck, and stay groovy.